Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome to Dumb Investing. You'll notice Harry is missing tonight. I'm going to be running solo, so it is the picker show all night long. So, welcome to Dumb Investing, dumbest investing channel in all of YouTube's. Premise for what we do, we roll random dice, we pick random stocks, and we decide on a stock to put our retirement money into. And then we review a portfolio full of stocks that we picked by rolling dice. And as of lately, for the last, 40 some days, we have been beating Wall Street at their own game by picking random dice or picking random stocks. So it's been a whole lot of fun. We talk some real estate here and there because that also has to do with investing and different things like that. On tonight's show, it's going to be very quick since I have nobody to banter with. And we're going to pick some stocks tonight. And y'all are welcome to join me in the comments section. I would love to hear what you have to say. We're going to roll the dice. We're going to pick three. We're going to pick one to invest our money into. And we're going to check out the portfolio. We're going to do the best we can checking out the portfolio anyways. And maybe we'll talk a little bit about what happened in market land. So without much ado, let's go pick some stocks. All right, so the way we do it on Dumb Investing is we roll a random dice and we get a 1. That's not very entertaining. We click a random stock picker once. It gives us the first stock of the night, which is QMJ. All right, we go back here. We grab another dice. And that gives us a 4. We go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. GGN. And the final stock of the night, we're going to grab a 3. We're going to go over here. 1, 2, 3, PUK. All right. So without a Harry here, we're just going to go into Yahoo. We're going to see what we can learn about these 3 stocks and see if any of these make any sense to us. So this first one is Prudential PLC. Let's see, what do we know about these guys? Been around for a while. So they had 2 dips during COVID. We've seen people either had the spring dip or they had the fall dip. We haven't seen many that had both. So that's kind of wild. Oh wow, billions! But look at that. These guys went in 19 from 93 billion to 55. They almost lost half of their revenue from 19 to 20. We've been seesawing all over. That's a lot of money. I wonder what these guys do. All right, so these guys, Prudential through subsidiary. Oh, this is the insurance company, Prudential. All right, well, we know who Prudential is. How do you think they're going to be doing with the huge storms that just came through? That's probably going to put a little kink in their hose, huh? I would assume that's why we see. Well, that wouldn't affect revenue. That would affect down your bottom line, right? Why would the revenue be so crazy from 17 to 18 to 19 to 20? Why would it have huge 30 and 40, $50 billion swings? That's crazy. Man, I just don't know what to think about that. I can't say I've ever seen anything like that. It's pretty awesome. All right, so what do we know? These guys, they pay some dividends. I mean, that's nice if we're going to look for something boring to hold. 2 people think it's a strong buy. That's encouraging. They think that it's got $10 to grow, which if you look at their chart's been all over the place. $10 to grow would put them way back to where they were back in February of 18. All right, so this might be one to consider. It's a big company. All right, let's see. Second one, GGN. Gameco Global Gold. All right. A trust. Trusts, I don't know. Trusts you really need to learn. You have to read trusts because normal trusts have a end date, and you want to make sure that you understand when the end date is happening. And you could buy into these. Generally, what's going to happen is they are going to deplete their value over time as they get closer and closer to their end date. And so you want to be very careful that you're not buying into something that has a, let's say they're going to pay 36-cent dividends for the next 2 years. So what does that put this at? $1.20 if it was going to end in 2 years, and they're asking $3.80. So yeah, so you just want to really pay attention to things like that. I don't mind holding them for a while if 9% for yield is not a bad play if we know how long they're going to be hanging out. Earnings are kind of a mess. Most trusts work with they basically are leasing the revenue or the ground, and the revenue that comes out of that, they get a percentage of that. So depending, these guys they're saying they're gold, so I'm assuming that this is going to move around with the price of gold. I don't remember gold crashing so far in 18. I wonder if they had some charges or they paid out some sort of stuff. I think we would have to read a lot more about this before I could say I would be good throwing money in here. So we know for sure they're going to pay a dividend for at least 3 months. But not knowing when this thing ends kind of scares me. And it hasn't been performing very well. I mean, you can see the slow and steady decline. I would assume that is declining at about the same rate that they're paying dividends. We'd have to get in and do some math. On a trust, you really have to do your homework on a trust. A trust isn't something you're going to want to buy quickly. So I'm going to save this one for later. We don't have the time to do it tonight. QMJ. But what you would do if you were thinking about it, what we would do is there should be a website down here. So they've got, I would assume this website, you can get into it. We'll take a look here for a second. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time here. Oh, that's wonderful. So we would have to go find this fund and then go read about it. So that is a close-end fund, which means it has a closing date, which means it's going to end. What were GGN? All right, so that's GGN. Over the lifetime, it has not been a very good performing. Performed at 1.2, -3, +4, +4, +3. These aren't bad, but the lifetime of a 1.2, it's not doing a lot for you. All right, so I'm trying to see if we can find out when this thing closes. Yeah, they had some really good stuff when they started. But yeah, that's all we're going to do today. I don't want to go too much farther into this, but if we read through here somewhere, it's going to tell us when this thing closes. And anyways, we could do that if we wanted to. We're not. We're good. All right, let's go look at our last one. Our final stock of the day is going to be QMJ. QMJ. A direct. I think we own one of these directions. So this is the S&P 500 high minus low. I don't know what that means. Their volume is nothing. That's a little scary. It's hard to get out of stuff when there's very low volume. Let's say you own a couple of shares. It just makes it hard because sometimes it doesn't trade for like the first hour and things like that. All right. Well, so far they've been around for a year. That's a little worrisome. They're holding a lot of the big guys. So they are trying to do what? Fund. All right. So far, I would say they've performed very well. Now, and they're probably tracking. I bet if we put a ruler on here and we looked at like the S&P 500, that these guys are tracking almost. I mean, it's been what 34% growth this year and stuff like that. I would bet that makes sense when you figure that's about a year's worth, 49 to 60. That makes total sense there. Now, do they have more to go? Does the S&P still going to go? Is it going to grind to a halt? Man, that's a rough play. I would say for today, if I was going to pick one of these, I would pick this one. I think this one is probably the safest bet of everything. I may talk to Harry a little bit tomorrow. I know he's on vacation and stuff, but I may run a couple of these by, or we'll just go buy a stock without Harry. Maybe that's what we'll end up doing. If we do, it's going to be this one here. We're going to buy QMJ. All right. Well, should we head out and check out our portfolio? Let me check and make sure no comments. All right. Let's go check out our portfolio. Let's see how we do this. Since I don't do this very often, this is where Harry comes in. No, don't get them. Let's do this. What's that? Oh yeah, this is us. All right, cool. Okay, so let's first start out. Let's see, what do we do? We generally look at our winners and our losers. How does he do that? What? Unlock. All right, we'll unlock it. Winners and losers. They've got to be over here, right? My positions. All right, that's what we want. So that's overall, but that doesn't tell us for the day. Man, oh man. See, this is crazy. I know we've done it before. I don't remember how we did it. All right, can we sort by today? No, that won't let us sort by today. By the way, this chart up here is the chart that I refer to. You can see that the bottom line here is the Dow Jones, and the top line is dumb investing. So dumb investing is well ahead of Dow Jones, and it's awesome. So we're pretty happy about that. But we want to find, how did we do today? Well, that's not helping us. How about that? Profit and loss. Will it show us today's profit and loss? No. Well, we can see overall who's doing what. Man, oh man. This sucks. I wish I knew what I was doing. Hey, is this going to help us? This might help us here. Where's today? What happened today? Right? Is that the change overall? Yeah, that must. Well, y'all, I don't know how to find that chart that Harry uses. We're going to have to just look at the overall and see what we got going on here. Brazil, we doubled up on Brazil. You guys remember us talking yesterday, and we ended up doubling up on Brazil. We bought that right as it opened today. It was a pretty boring day, and at the end, it really started running. And so that has put it way up here at the top, which is kind of awesome. I think this might be the, I don't know if this is the daily or not. Doggone it, I wish I knew what I was looking at. So we've got PNC, it's doing great. I think this might be for the day. I sure wish I knew this. I wish somebody in the comments would tell me what I was looking at. So let's see our losers. Our losers, we've got Zillow is down. Let's see, percent change 1.5. Oh no, this must be for the day because those percents. Oh, so I changed it by the dollars. Not by its percent. I don't know what I'm doing here. I wish. This is embarrassing, everybody. I'm sorry, but that's what the portfolio looks like. And I think if we go to our account, this is what I look at. I look at our unrealized profit and loss. So on top, we have on assignment. We had bought that one a few days ago. That one is up 4%. We've got PNC is up 3%. So our winners are up right now. I don't know, what is that? 4, 7, 9, 12, maybe 13%, but our losers are down 5, 8, 12, 14, about 16%. So we're still down about 2. Overall for the day, today we lost 27 cents. And no, that says overall we lost. Today we made $3.39 according to that chart, which is kind of awesome. So we're up 0.12 for the day, which is pretty good. I'm pretty happy about that. I don't know where this is getting this money from, but you guys know our goal here is to get above 3,000. That's our break even. We're still carrying some of our legacy stuff from the prior show when we were buying a lot of stocks. Then we lost our money and then we kind of started over. So I think Knife is the one that we're still carrying, and it has an automatic sell set up right when it goes profitable. And so we're hoping that'll kick over and we'll eliminate that loss. Then we'll be at a break even at least or something like that. Anyways, that's what we've got going on. We've got some dividends coming in, which is kind of awesome. Some of these guys are paying dividends. So while they're sitting here holding them, we're making a little bit of money. I think you guys saw when I clicked on PNC, I think we've made $9 on them so far. So yeah, not a lot happened in the market today. I think people are waiting to see what happens with CPI for sure. The Europeans came out and said they are doing the same quantitative easing type stuff that we are doing in the States. We call ours quantitative easing, right? And basically, it's our Federal Reserve buying stocks and bonds and stuff. They are doing it over there, but when they started theirs, they said they were going to buy, I believe the number is $1.8 trillion worth. And so they had put a specific amount. And so the decision they made today is that they are going to be slowing the rate at which they're buying, but they do have a definite end date at the very end. And so it's a little bit different than the tapering that might be going on here. The market is still trying to decide if they've priced in the taper that quite possibly could start maybe later this year. There's a couple of people who think we still might taper this year, and there's a lot of people who think, oh, we're not going to taper until the 1st of 2022. So there's still a lot of that, a lot of volatility. The market is moving around a lot, and so it's giving people plenty. If you're a day trader and you watch some of these stocks that are bouncing 3 and 4, 5% in a day, it's crazy. There's a lot of opportunities for people if you're got your hand on the trigger, basically to make some money. Other than that, there's not a whole lot going on. Hopefully we have a nice quiet weekend. We come back Monday. We're going to add some probably QMJ to the portfolio, and hopefully things will go up. I know next week Harry really wants to start doing some lessons for newbies. So we're going to start some of those things. We get in our personal lives a whole lot of questions about investing. And so we thought we would just start with some simple, here are things that I've learned in my last, 40 years of playing with money. And Harry's learned a lot of stuff too. And so we're going to kind of give some starter things so that people can kind of understand a little bit more about the world as far as what does credit do and what do you do with your paycheck and how do you save and why do you save, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna cover a lot of topics. Hopefully it's gonna be a lot of fun. So appreciate everybody joining us. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time, and hopefully you all have a great weekend, and thanks for joining. Have a great one.